I recently came home with a bedroom set from a company called Unagusta. I didn't know exactly how I was going to approach this, so I wanted to start small with the nightstand. The finish seemed to be flaking off pretty easily, so I thought I'd try and remove it with a scraper instead of a stripper. And in the areas I had a hard time with the scraper, I used a sander. I had to use every sander available to me to reach all of the hard-to-get areas. I also sanded the trim by hand so I wouldn't damage that beautiful shape. This piece was in pretty rough shape and had a lot of veneer damage, so I did what I could with super glue to try and keep it stuck down. I used super glue instead of wood glue to fix the damage. I didn't have clamps large enough for the job, and the super glue's quicker anyway. Next, I wanted to address the areas where the veneer was missing, so I prepped the areas by scoring them with a knife so I can fill them with Bondo. After mixing, I filled the areas with the Bondo, really pressing down and trying to fill the cracks and the voids. It was my first time attempting any sort of repair like this, and the putty was a bit messy, but I knew it was something I could clean up afterwards. I then sanded the whole piece with 150 to 220, cleaned up and packed it in for the day. There were some parts that were made of lighter woods, so to get that a little bit more uniform, I used a walnut wiping stain from Mohawk. It looks a bit dark now, but after the finish is applied on the rest of the piece, everything will look the same color. It was time to do some in-painting on the areas where the veneer was missing. The paint I used was golden fluid acrylics, which was recommended to me by Bob Kennedy. They worked really well, and I was able to match the colors of the walnut pretty easily. I used a piece of glass as my palette so I can put it directly over the grain to match the color exactly. I moved from light colors to dark colors, and light colors and dark colors again. It took a lot of tries, but I ended up getting to a place that I liked. I then sealed it in with a vinyl sealer. I used Mohawk's Easy Vinyl Sealer to seal that and the rest of the piece. And then I sprayed the whole piece with multiple toners to blend everything together and add some color depth to the finish. Finally, I got to my top coat and I used a satin pre-catalyzed lacquer. After a handful of passes, I got to a place where I liked. So I put the hardware back on the drawer to see what the whole piece looked like together. A reminder of what it looked like before. And what it looks like now. A lot of this work was new to me, so I'm pretty happy with how everything turned out. I have the rest of the bedroom set to do, so hopefully more videos in the future. Thanks for watching and learning with me.